More FPL. Today I want to look at some budget options that enable you to afford all those premiums. For defensive players, I've limited myself to 5 million goalkeepers and 5 million defenders. And for attacking players, up to 6.5 million midfielders and 7.5 million forwards. Some are options for your first draft, and some could become options later on when fixtures improve. I went over premiums and which ones I've picked in my first draft video, linked here. So let's start with goalkeepers, and my first pick is David Raya of Brentford. He was some way down the scoring charts last season, but missed a decent amount of games through injury. Brentford's combined goalkeeper points total would put him amongst the best 4.5 million options from last season. In the first 8 matches, they only faced Man United and Arsenal of last season's top 6. My next goalkeeper pick is Robert Sanchez of Brighton, who also have good fixtures to start. In the first 8 matches, they only faced Man United and West Ham of last season's top 7. He was the top scoring goalkeeper of last season out of the 4.5 million options this season. He was a near ever present for the Seagulls and got 11 clean sheets and 8 bonus points. My final goalkeeper pick is Edouard Mendy of Chelsea, the most expensive on this list at 5 million. His price is because he got at least 20 points less than the 5.5 million options. But he did miss 4 games at the African Cup of Nations, which won't be a factor this season. He got 14 clean sheets and 3 bonus points in 34 games for the Blues. I normally start with a 4.5 million goalkeeper, but Mendy could tempt me to spend a little bit more. Chelsea have a decent opening 8 fixtures, only facing Spurs and Liverpool of last season's top 6. More FPL. Now let's look at defenders, and my first pick is Lewis Dunk of Brighton. As mentioned before, they have good fixtures to start, and Dunk should start most games. He only got 1 goal last season, but has been more prolific than that in previous seasons. For example, he got 5 goals the season before last, albeit in 400 more minutes. Last season, he got 10 clean sheets and 7 bonus points in just over 2,500 minutes. My next defender pick is Matt Doherty of Spurs, who comes in at 5 million. He's some way down the scoring charts, but didn't establish himself until later in the season. He also missed a fair number of games through injury, including the end of the season. When he did play though, he got 2 goals and 5 assists in just under 900 minutes. If he can nail down the right wing-back spot, he could be a steal at his price. His main competition comes from Emerson Royal, and he can also operate at left wing-back. Spurs have decent first 8 fixtures, facing only Chelsea and City of last season's top 6. My final defender pick is Kieran Trippier of Newcastle, who also comes in at 5 million. He's also some way down the scoring charts, but only joined in January from Atletico Madrid. He also missed a big chunk of games through injury, but came straight back in once fit. He got 2 goals in just over 400 minutes, as well as 1 clean sheet and 3 bonus points. He should be nailed on to start and has a good attacking threat, including set pieces. Newcastle have a mixed opening 8 fixtures, but if I owned him, I'd be starting him most weeks. More FPL. Now let's look at midfielders, and my first pick is Gabriel Martinelli of Arsenal, who comes in at 6 million. He only started 29 games, but finished the season starting most games on the left-hand side. He got 6 goals, 7 assists and 6 bonus points in just over 1,800 minutes. If he can get more minutes this season, he could be great value for his price. They have the best opening 8 fixtures of any team, facing none of last season's top 5. My next pick is Marcus Rashford of Man United, who gets a price drop to just 6.5 million. He was obviously very poor last season and wasn't even a regular starter. He got 4 goals, 2 assists and no bonus points in just over 1,200 minutes. But he has a good history and got 11 goals and assists in just the season before. If he can rediscover his form and nail down a start, he could be a steal. There's optimism at United with a new manager, and there should be more signings this summer. I probably won't be going Rashford or anyone else at the start, but we'll be monitoring closely. My final midfielder pick is Pedro Neto of Wolves, who comes in at just 5.5 million. Injury kept him out of most of last season, but he came back into the team once fit. He got 1 goal and assist and no bonus points in just under 500 minutes. In the season before though, he did get 5 goals and 8 assists in just over 2,500 minutes. They have a decent first 6 fixtures, but then face Liverpool and Man City successively. More FPL. Finally, let's look at forwards, and my first pick is Ivan Toney of Brentford, who comes in at 7 million. As mentioned before, they do have a good first 8 fixtures, and Toney is their talisman. He got 12 goals, 5 assists and 19 bonus points in just over 2,900 minutes. He had a slowish start, but seemed to do much better in the second half of the season. But how much of that was down to Christian Eriksen, who joined on loan for that period? Eriksen won't be coming back, and they haven't made many signings as of yet. My next forward pick is Callum Wilson of Newcastle, who comes in at 7.5 million. He missed a decent number of games through injury, but started and did well when fit. He got 8 goals, no assists and 14 bonus points in just under 1,400 minutes. But he's a good history and got 12 goals and 6 assists in just the season before. Much more is expected of Newcastle this season, following the second half of last season. As mentioned before, Newcastle have a mixed opening 8 fixtures, facing Man City and Liverpool in the first 5. My final forward pick is Dennis Undav of Brighton, who comes in at just 5.5 million. In recent seasons, Brighton have had high expected goals, but failed to convert their chances. Last season, they had a 7th best 58 expected goals, and only scored 42. Undav got 26 goals and 10 assists in 33 games last season for the Belgian league winners. It's hard to tell how that translates, but Undav doesn't lack confidence and said the following: "I will not say a number, I will just try and score, maybe not 26, but a little bit less." If he can nail down a start and get close to his targets, he could be great value. With Neil Maupay and Danny Welbeck as the main competition, he should stand a decent chance. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. Give it a like if you enjoyed it. Are you tempted by any of these budget options to go alongside your premiums to fill out your squad? Add your own thoughts and questions in the comments and I'll try to get through as many as I can. If you enjoyed this video, why not check out my opening fixtures video, linked here. You may also be interested in my top tips for a successful season video, also linked here. Never miss a pre-season video or game week preview by subscribing and turning on notifications. More FPL.